Hey guys, so as school is drawing near for me, I thought it'd be a good idea to do this tag that I was kind of indirectly tagged in. I made a comment on the collected works version of this tag saying that I thought it looked cool, and she told me that I should definitely do it, so therefore I was indirectly tagged in this tag, and that is the subject tag. It's only your imagination. So I'm just going to be naming off some books based on some subjects you find in school. The first subject that we're going to talk about is math. And math, I was kind of indifferent to in high school, but the type of novel we're supposed to be talking about with this is crime. And the book that I've picked out for this was one I read my senior year of high school, and that is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. And this is a really cool novel. The kid, if I remember correctly, he has like Asperger's or autism. It's one of those two, and he solves the mystery of this dog that was dead in his neighbor's yard, which is it was a cool novel, and just the way that it was written, it really kept me wanting to continue reading it, and so I just really enjoyed it. So the next subject that we're going to be talking about is one that I kind of enjoyed, but it was more of like the lab side of it that I enjoyed, and that is science. And the type of novel you're supposed to pick for this one is a sci-fi or a fantasy one, and the one that I'm mentioning I haven't actually finished yet, and it's because I'm talking about the entire trilogy. It's the King Raven trilogy by Stephen Lawhead, and it's a Robin Hood fantasy type of thing, and what I've read so far I really enjoy, and that's why I picked it for this one, because it's not your typical stuff that you probably see. It's not that I haven't enjoyed any other ones, but I really like Robin Hood and all that stuff. The next subject is my personal favorite, so if you can't guess, we're talking about English here. I have always enjoyed English, and it's my major, so I should definitely enjoy that subject. And this type of novel we're supposed to be picking is a classic, and I'm going to pick Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. All of Jane Austen's novels are considered classics in my opinion. They are just so awesome as they point out things that are still relevant to today, even though she was pointing them out specifically in her own society, because society hasn't really changed. It just looks a little different. The next subject is art. Not one that I actually took in high school. This type of book that we're supposed to be picking out is where it's really just focusing more on the cover. I've picked the cover from the complete works, like the whole collection in one book, Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. I love the cover for that, and I just think it's so pretty with the way that like the lion is, and it's just The next subject is languages, one that I took 3 years of, and it hasn't really done me any good. But this is supposed to be a novel that you've read that has been translated, and I actually kind of struggled with picking this one out because I wasn't sure if I had actually read any ones that are translated. Found out that I've read a little bit more than what I thought I had, and the novel that I've picked out for this is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, and it was written originally in French, and I read clearly the translated version in English. The next subject is history, and for this you're supposed to pick a historical fiction novel. This is something I can definitely tell you I have not read a whole lot of. The book that I picked, the reason why I picked this book is because this was one that back when I was younger, my family did family readings, and so we would sit down together and read together, and the book that we read together, it still kind of sticks with us today, is Johnny Tremaine by Esther Forbes, which was a book that was set in the Civil War, but it was written during World War II. The reason why it still sticks with us is because there's a part in the book where like there's a line that says crying salmon, like the woman was crying salmon, and so like what the book, like what it was actually meaning is that she was like crying salmon, but the image that you get is that there's like fish coming out of her tear ducts, and it's just funny. It's a funny image. And the last subject that we're going to look at is geography, and this is supposed to be a book that's specifically set outside of the US or the UK. So the book that I've picked is Anne of Green Gables by L.M. Montgomery, because that is set on Prince Edward Island, which is in Canada. So it's close to the US, but it's still not the US because it is Canada. So yeah, that's my subjects tag. Books that go along with subjects you take in school. What could be better? Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. You can make your own video with these things as well, or you can just leave that down in the comments below as to which books you would put in each subject category. And I will see you next video. Bye.